Ladies and gentlemen, the crisis caused by the pandemic posed new challenges for companies. All market participants had to find new models, as you all may know, adjust strategies and devise ways to stay in touch with customers and partners and find out how to continue to operate successfully. In this online forum, we will talk about new strategies, products and services that leading regional and global companies have implemented and put it in focus to stay on top. Thanks for being with us, and we're going to start in a few moments. We're back after commercials. Premium sponsors, Daha Technology, Hikvision, Mark Networks, ZKTeco. Gold sponsors, Alarm Automatica, Spitza, Avigilon, Vivotech. We carry on, of course, with something more we have prepared for you. We're going to now say hello to Spain. Hola, Madrid. Oh, Miguel. ¿Todo
Hello,
bien?
Greetings from Spain.
Hey, greetings from Spain. We're going to hear what our friends from ZKTeco who are with us are, as a multinational enterprise specialized for the manufacture and development of the large variety of solutions, is doing and presenting to us here live at this webinar. Miguel Blanco is the technical director of the ZKTeco Europe. So, Miguel, you have your time. Hope that Spain is still good. Viva España, and vaya con Dios in 2 minutos. Gracias.
Thank you very much. So I'll try also to be very brief because we can also talk a lot of time about technical specifications and whatever, but I try to, that anyone can understand which solution we are offering now at this moment for as measurement against this pandemic that we are suffering in all the world in this moment. So today I'm going to talk about a new product line that we have launched recently, and this product line has made us come back to our office to work again to finish the development of many of the features, because it has been a lot of impact with this product in the recent time, and there's a lot of requests for it, and we are working on a lot of projects for this. So I want to summarize this kind of products in a brief conversation and in this brief presentation. So I'm going to talk about the touchless biometric mask temperature and sorry, I don't know if you hear me well. I'm going to talk about the touchless biometric mask and temperature detection access control devices. The first question that we can make is why is this contactless biometric and temperature detection necessary at this moment? Okay, now it's starting, the coronavirus pandemic seems to be starting to be controlled, and society and business need to return gradually to the everyday life. That's going back to this everyday life, we need to avoid some risks. And these risks are mainly related with avoiding that people with symptoms of having coronavirus access to the places where they can share space with other people. The second point is that we need to ensure that our workers or the clients that come to our shop or business or whatever, that they are wearing the equipment, the protection equipment. And the third point is that we want to avoid that people touch the surfaces that can be contaminated. The minor symptom of coronavirus is fever, and fever is detected by a high body temperature. So that's why it's very important to incorporate in the access control solutions that we also can measure the temperature. These are the two devices that we have incorporated to our MTD series. One is our Proface X device, and the other one is the Speedface XV5L. These devices have incorporated temperature detection with a sensor that can detect temperature. We have the mask detection, real-time mask detection on the device, and we have incorporated 2 biometric identifications that are contactless. One is the face detection, and the other one is the palm detection. This is a comparison between both devices. We can see that Proface X has an 8-inch display, and the Speedface has a 5-inch display. The storage is higher in the Proface X. The Proface X has as well some IP68 protection, IK04 protection. It has a faster CPU. This allows us to have a higher speed face recognition. So we can summarize that the Proface X is the premium device, and the Speedface is the device that is part of the standard product line. Here we can see the different accessories and models that we have for these two devices. We have for the Proface X and the Speedface, we have the standard device that incorporates a standard wall mount. We have a variation. We have a different version of the Proface X that is directly incorporates accessory to be incorporated to the that can be incorporated to the gate and gate or turnstile or whatever. Then we have some accessories that are common to both devices. One is an accessory to be mounted also on the gate and the turnstile, and we have also the lower part that can be used if we want to mount it directly fixed on the bottom of the floor. This is an example of an installation. This installation was done, I think it's in Slovenia or Slovakia, in a public TV, and you can see that they have integrated the device on the turnstiles, and the people, when they access to the building, they get scanned by the device, and so they can have granted the access to the building. I'm going to focus on the Proface X, but in both cases, both devices have the same functions. Proface X and Speedface X have both the same functions. Proface X is an access control device with face and palm recognition. It has the face recognition, is an anti-spoofing high-speed recognition, so it is able to distinguish between real faces and if it's a fake face, or if it's a mask, or if it's a picture. And it also incorporates a contactless identification using the palm. This is a new technology that we have developed in ZKTeco. And new on this device is that we have incorporated the temperature detection using the temperature sensor, which I will talk later about it. And we also have incorporated mask detection. So we are able to determine if the device if the user is wearing a mask or not. There are some properties about the temperature sensor. Jacek has talked a little bit before about thermal cameras. This is a different technology. Here we're using a thermopile array sensor. The technology is completely different, and in some cases it's making some confusions, because in this case we don't need a black body for the calibration. It's a completely different technology, and here we get higher accuracy, but the measure distance is less than with a thermal camera. But thermal cameras are more commonly used in the CCTV. Here we're talking about the access control device. That's why we think that this solution is more suitable for access control to use this kind of sensors. The recommended room temperature is between 22 and 27 degrees. If there's some extreme temperatures, it can be adjusted in the device. And the device can also have a mask detection that can be activated. How can we operate this the device? The device can be operated in standalone mode. It means that we have a touch display, and with this touch display, we can operate completely the device. Important here is the MTD settings, mask temperature detection settings, where we can find it here in the protection management. Here we can set the different settings that we need for the temperature detection, the threshold. We can set if we want to enable the mask detection. We can allow unregistered users to enter. That means that we don't need that the people is registered in the device. We can activate, if we want to activate external alarms, if we want to activate external outputs. Regarding to the outputs, these two devices are fully completed access control devices, so we are able to interact with third-party systems. We are able to connect external buttons. We are able to connect external readers. We are able to act as a slave reader for other third-party controllers. But the most common use that we have found in the last time is that the people are using the door relay and the alarm relay. This is the most important outputs at this moment in this device, because we have two possible use cases, two possible scenarios that we have in this moment. One is that the Proface X is working as an access control device plus temperature and mask detection. Okay, it means that a user is enrolled in the system with using the face or his palm. He gets assigned an access level. So he can, if he arrives on the device, he's been identified, and the device knows if this person has access control or not. If he has access control, if he has access rights, then the device will measure the body temperature and optionally will check if he's wearing the mask. If the person has access granted and the temperature is okay, the door relay will activate and he can enter the building, he can open the gate, he can activate the turnstile or open the door. If the temperature is too high, the door relay will not be activated and the alarm relay, the alarm output will be activated. If the user has just not access rights, the access will be denied. And the second scenario that we are finding, the first scenario is the most common scenario for us because we are coming from the access control, we are experts in access control, but this is our most common scenario. But we have recently seen that many requests come only because they want to use the Proface X as a body measurement device. They don't really care about the access control. And this we can control it by this parameter. The parameter is the allow unregistered people to access. So it means that if we want to check if the one person has check his body temperature or check if he's wearing a mask, it's not necessary that this person is involved in the device because most of the time it's just a visitor that is coming to a business. So the visitor will stand in front of the device and the device will measure the temperature and it will also optionally check if he's wearing the mask. If the temperature is okay, the door relay will be activated. If the temperature is too high, the alarm relay will be activated. So it's very easy to have a solution in which we connect a green light to the door relay and the red light to the alarm relay. And it's very easy to control if the person is okay with temperature and mask wearing, or if there's some problem. It's also possible to connect it directly with the door or with the turnstile or whatever, or with a third-party controller, and then have only the control for the temperature and the mask detection. These are some examples. For example, here we can see a pharmacy in which we see a glass door. Typically, he has to use the movement sensor. If someone is standing in front of the glass door will open and the person can access. Now, there can be a requirement that this pharmacy owner wants to avoid that people with symptoms can access to these facilities. So he can place a device outside where the people have to detect the temperature and the mass detection. And with this, if everything is okay, the glass door will open and then the person can access to the building. Another example is we see in the factory workers that are arriving, changing their shift, and they have to go through the time and attendance control. Here we can also connect one device and we can avoid that people with symptoms can access to the facilities and can contaminate other people. We have also the possibility to connect the devices to a software.
Miguel, you have a shortage of time, so please conclude.
Okay,
Thanks.
I go fast. The advantages of using the software is that we can centralize, manage all the devices. We can have a real-time pictures and real-time monitoring of all the people that are accessing to our facilities. And we have all email alerts. And here we have some pictures that we can see, some screenshots where we can see that we get the live pictures, and we can review the reports and we can see the exceptions. If someone has high temperature, afterwards we can check the picture of that people just to see who was the person of that high temperature. And this was all. Thank you.
Well, that was great. Thanks. I thought people never listen to hosts, so this is nice. Muchas gracias, Miguel. One of those questions that we want to and need to ask is, of course, to Miguel, who is now in Spain with us still. I hope he is, yes, because when you presented, Miguel, to us the Proface X solutions, you mentioned that IT can be integrated with third-party devices. Can you tell us which kind?
We have different ways to integrate with third-party systems and devices. One, we can say an easy integration would be just with contacts. We can activate a relay, a door relay, an alarm relay that can interact with a third-party controller. But we also can have a bigger integration using our SDK, where you can directly communicate with the device. And there's also the option to use our software, our ZK Biosecurity software, which is our security platform, that has an API, and we can use this software as a middleware. So we have like the easy integration, which would be only contacts using the relay outputs that we have on the device connected with a third-party controller, the direct integration with the SDK to the device, and then we can also have the integration directly with our software. This would be the last one, would be the easy one to have the communication to the device.
And can you maybe answer next another question, which is also important for this example, is what has to be the minimum distance between the devices and the user to precisely measure the temperature and permit us or ban visitor to enter? Is it like a huge space, or it can be a little bit more crowded?
We are talking about an access control device. Then an access control device that will be always an individual, one-to-one identification. So the person needs to stand in front of the device, because there's normally a gate or a turnstile or a door that will make the access control. So in this case, we have the homologate distance that we have for recognizing the temperature is 50 centimeters. In our testings, we are reaching up to 70 centimeters. And we are now also making tests with some new optics for the temperature sensors that can reach even more distance. But we have to talk about its access control, and we have an individualized people that are checked on the device. This is different to the CCTV solution with thermal cameras, where maybe it's more used for a big flow of crowded people, where you need access to a stadium and access to an exhibition center, where we need to control a big flow of people at the same time.
Okay, thanks for the answer. Say hello to your colleague in the back. The same question goes to our Miguel in Spain. Everything is now crazy and different, but probably somebody who is buying your solutions asks themselves, okay, when they say the pandemic is over, do they need to return the product back, or they can keep using it? Miguel, ¿dónde estás? ¿Qué pasó? I always wanted to act in those soap operas, in Spain, like, yo no puedo más. Miguel, te suplico. So Miguel has actually put his photo he taken about an hour ago, and he keeps on working something else. Hola, Miguel, are you with us?
Yes, we have some problems with the internet. It's coming and going. Sorry.
No problem. The question was for all of you who are our dear partners today. Can we use your technology after the pandemic, or is it just pandemic mode?
Yes. This is something that we have already discussed about it, because the device is not only a measurement device. It's not only measuring the temperature. It's also the access control device. It has palm recognition and face recognition. So in the future, it can be part of the access control in the company. And for sure, in this future, will be also maybe necessary to have some control about the healthy. We all of us, we agree that in the future there will be a higher control about the healthy of the employees of each of the companies.
Good. That's also nice to hear.